tell me how to stand like a man. You can shout it out. You don't have to.
Legs apart.
All right, hands in your pockets. Hands in my pocket.
Hips forward.
Shoulders back.
Go ahead.
Chin up. Down a little more. Down.
Right hand to the crotch.
And wink.
Give us a sneer. Facial sneer.
Where should my weight be? My weight.
Heel.
Where should it be? Should it be evenly distributed or also one side?
One cup.
One side.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
It needs to be better if I didn't. What about evenly distributed?
Yeah.
All right. Wow, that was great. None of you said stand like blah blah blah. I really wanted you to use
A guy.
physical description, and you did it. All right. So to break some of those down, just to repeat back to what you said, standing with feet a little bit wider than women do, but with weight planted through them, so they're really solid through the legs. Somebody said shoulders back, but that could be this, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it's not necessarily about shoulders back, it's about an openness across the chest, and not needing to protect the heart quite so much, but leading the heart a little bit more. And the chin can go in different ways. So some of that is about confidence and about what we call cockiness, not unrelated. Open gesture. So hands on hip is about an open gesture as opposed to a closed gesture. Or stance. Let's see, what else? All right, now tell me how to walk like a man. What does that mean? Tell me in physical terms. How do you swagger?
Big stride.
Yeah.
Left or
Right.
Like your weight's going back, like back.
Like the water.
John Wayne.
All right. So for one thing, what this points out is you're building me into different men, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as a man, well, like a man, right? We do have stereotypes about what is manly, and often that's very much related to race and status, socioeconomic status, geography. So we can't really separate those things out, especially on a body. I have a body that has all those things already, so then you're layering that on top of my body. So we can't actually take all of those things out. But there is an assumption when we say man, when we say Superman, we're talking about a specific, powerful middle class masculinity. Well, maybe not middle class. I don't know. I think it, and it's also regional. So it's really hard to pull out. But so let's talk about walking like men. I got swagger, but what is swagger?
Concert.
Standing up straight, really straight posture. All right, so let's imagine that I'm a businessman in a suit with really nice dress shoes on, and I'm going to a meeting. How am I going to walk? A little stiff. How does the meeting look? Even stride. Okay.
Just
Kind of purposeful.
Looking straight ahead.
Well, purposeful is an action, so tell me an action.
Don't look around at anything.
Look straight ahead.
no expression.
Stand tall.
Yeah.
Okay, what about this?
No.
What's on? What am I doing?
Yeah, too much.
Your shoulders.
What is it? What am I doing?
Going all over the place.
Too loose. You're taking space.
My spine is twisted.
Yeah.
I'm doing this while I walk. So that type of masculinity tends to keep a rectangle or trapezoid if you have broad shoulders, but a flat plane right here between the hip bone and the shoulders, so that this rectangle doesn't move. As opposed to femininity has to do with the twisting of the spine. So I'm not actually I'm not really moving my shoulders. I'm not really moving my hips. Because moving my hips would be this. That's side to side. I'm not moving my hips. It's just about loosening the spine and letting my spine do this. Masculinity. Not moving your head. Very key masculine thing. Also walking in a straight line.
Yeah, don't cross your legs. Like don't like have the line be crossed like
Right.
your legs because
So the path that my
The
feet
leg
take is like this.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Men, powerful men, tend to walk in a straight line. Women tend to get out of the way. Because I'm speaking in gross stereotypes and not talking about anybody in this room. And also, granted, I'm talking about heteronormativity and heterosexuality. So heteronormativity is fitting into a gender as prescribed and fitting into the heterosexual model that has been prescribed to us over time. So I'm talking about heteronormative, powerful masculinity. And men tend to move their heads less when they talk. I know, it's a little bad news. Does anyone know why that is? If you think about it in the inverse, why women move their heads more when they talk? Yes. It's about connecting with the person that you're talking to and wanting to be liked by them. So we imitate people that we want to be like. We were just talking at dinner, we imitate people's accents. Have you ever done that? Hang out with someone's accent and you find yourself imitating them? Yeah. Or you and your close friends end up having sort of a vocabulary. And sometimes that grows organically, but sometimes you're like, I know I got that word from her. Because we do it to be liked. So we move our head around because we want to be liked. And men in this culture are in less of a position to need to be liked than women, because men have a lot of other ways of getting power. They don't need everybody to like them. They can be in control of the group. So I suggest when you're in, I wouldn't do this all the time. It gets really exhausting. It's not very nice. But if you're in a position where you really need something, you're like at the bank counter or whatever, you're just not getting what you need, without being mean or changing anything else, but you just stop moving your head for a second. It's really great. Or try it on like your housemate or whatever, or somebody you live with who's not here. Would you mind doing the dishes for me? It's really great. Thanks so much for being in the talk show. I really like that. It's really great, and it's unsettling because the person you're talking to will be like, they can't name what are you doing. No, stop. Alright, so we've sort of already talked about this, but let's go through it. Tell me how to stand like a very stereotypical feminine woman.
Weight on one leg.
Yeah, what about?
Tell me in words. Okay, well maybe it'll come to you. Weight on one leg. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Clasp your hands in front of your chocha.
So cross myself in general. Any way of crossing myself.
Yeah. One foot might be in front of the other.
One foot in front of the other, booty out.
Tilt your head.
Yeah.
The lips, top the lips.
Smile. Okay. Will you come up for a second and just try to push me over? Just give you a little push. All right. Now try to push me over. I literally can't stand stuff, and I'm pretty strong. So this is very much about demurring, and it's not a safe place, you know. This is very retracted, it's very protective. You said covering your crotch, but also covering the heart, covering the belly a lot, especially with teenagers, covering the belly. But the shoulders, and I think it was, but shoulders curved in a little bit also. Although there is a difference there is like empowered sexuality, but that's sort of using an objectification model of oneself to grab this power rather than like a solid rooted place to find power. And I'm not judging that, I'm just naming it. But this is very much about protecting the heart right here. It's like, don't hurt me. Please. Like me. And I have to say, I love femininity. First, I love makeup and high heels, and I love doing feminine things. And I love knowing it's a choice, you know, so that I can stand there in my high heels and know that if someone pushed me out, I would fall over. But I don't I'm not going. No one's gonna push me because
No.
I look great. You know?